Is Christianity the enemy of science? The quick answer would likely be yes, especially if we take into account the vast number of science professionals that profess no belief in a higher power. In addition, we would note the animosity with which modern Christianity is met by atheists. Let's just be frank. Society and the media would have you believe that Christianity is nothing but a blight on society. But is that the truth? Does science and society owe a boon to Christianity? Faith and reason seem to have conflicting goals. Faith presents us with a view of the universe designed by a creator, while reason dictates that we examine the fact that this cannot be proven. Still, it is hard to prove that God does not exist as well. That being the case, Christianity has never set out to eliminate science. As a matter of fact, it's been the exact opposite. Christianity was and is a supporter of higher learning and a patron of scientific research. We could provide the instance of Galileo being put on trial for heresy when claiming that the earth travels around the sun and not the other way around, as proof of the church's egotism. You will be correct in that regard, but this hardly challenges the abundant support provided by the church for scientific research over the centuries. Additionally, Galileo's situation was exacerbated by his dialogue on the two chief world systems of 1632, which provided an insult to the then Pope. We could also note that Bible doctrine for a time had more authority than scientific. Once again, we cannot dismiss the fact that science continued to grow unhindered in its progress in that time. During the French Revolution, the Catholic Church was the main supporter of scientific study as well. Galileo was not the only scientist that pushed boundaries with the church. Nicholas Copernicus, who was instrumental in promulgating the theory of celestial motion, was encouraged to complete his work and publish it while in the employ of the Roman Catholic Church. Copernicus mostly dismissed these pleas until a young Lutheran astronomer by the name of George Joachim Redicus was able to persuade him to have his book printed back in Germany. Furthermore, most of Copernicus's critics were other scientists. Most were in favor of the popular Aristotelian geocentric view of the universe, where the heliocentric view didn't make sense. Christian theology was clearly at its zenith during the Middle Ages, and yet science saw rapid advancement. The first medieval universities were created, no doubt financed and encouraged by the church. Priests, friars, and monks attended university as well, bringing the benefits of said education back to the church. Inventions such as the movable type printing press, paper, and spectacles helped to not only foster the faith, but encourage reading and invention. Other inventions like the cannon, astronomical compass, and compound crank are proof that there was little to stifle the thoughts and creativity of inventors and scientists during this period. The Dark Ages saw advancements as well, with the inventions of the heavy plow, wine press, horse collars, and horseshoes. Men like Johannes Kepler and Robert Boyle continued to try to bridge the gap with science and religion. Kepler was fond of his creator, just not so taken with the Bible as how it explained the universe. He felt that though the Bible held much of the authority in spiritual concerns, it was not to be used to make distinctions concerning science. Profoundly spiritual, Kepler made pleas to his creator in his astronomical treatises. Boyle helped to popularize the scientific method. Convinced of the idea that laboratory science was actually a devotional practice, he claimed that to understand the details of nature will ultimately lead to admiration of God and a more pious lifestyle. Now, a surprising amount of Christians are Nobel laureates as well. Overall, Christians have won a total of 78.3% of all the Nobel Prizes in peace, 72.5% in chemistry, 65.3% in physics, 62% in medicine, and 54% in economics. Astonishingly, literature is the only area where a majority of Christians was lacking, and even this is 49.5%. So, what does this tell us? Are Christians really opposed to science so much that it places them at odds with their Creator, or is this supposition just a lot of speculation based on the apparent rift between science and religion? Why do you think that Christians supported science so heavily? The theory is that it glorifies God and gives concrete evidence of a wondrous, meticulously created natural world where He set everything in motion. This idea is definitely not in conflict with science. On the contrary, science continues to bolster the argument for God's existence. Even Albert Einstein found it hard to dismiss the idea of a creator, even though he confessed that he was agnostic. Maybe the truth is somewhere in the between. Either way, this discussion will continue.